Do-do-do-do.
Ugh.
We in.
What's
up? Welcome to the Chris and Kyle show, everybody. He is Chris. I am Kyle. This is our podcast, and we are talking about
What's up, everybody?
stuff. Y'all doing okay? That's nice to hear.
How many people do you think just like screamed into their car radio? No, I'm not.
I mean, based on how many people listen to this show, maybe like 2 tops.
Right.
Yeah. And then like no one else said anything.
Right.
All right. Let's talk about, you want to just talk about the things we just watched?
Yeah.
All right.
Talk about some trailers.
We just watched the Waves trailer. We can start with that one.
Yeah.
Waves, another on the slew of A24 films coming out. Starring the homie Sterling K. Brown. He's fucking amazing. Love that guy.
What's he in? He's in
Black
Panther.
He's really famous for This Is Us, Black Panther. He was in the Predator movie that came out. He's been doing a lot of stuff
Marshall?
lately. What? Was he what?
I'm drifting here.
Oh, look at you go.
Marshall, the movie about third grade Marshall.
Oh, I don't know, maybe. I'm looking through his IMDb to see right now. Hotel Artemis. He was in a very good episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yes, he wasn't. He was in Marshall. Yeesh. Dude, Lucas Hedges in this movie. He's like barely in the trailer. I don't know if you caught him.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah.
I was like, in my head, I was like, is that Lucas Hedges or is Lucas Hedges a different person? You know what I mean? Well, like, I always mix up the name.
Okay.
You had a Ty from Manchester.
Did you have a Ty Simpkins moment?
Yeah.
Is Ty Sheridan real?
Yeah, but we did that on this podcast, I want to say.
With Lucas Hedges?
Yeah. Is his name Lucas Hedges?
Yes.
You know
and
that
yes,
for sure.
he's the kid from Manchester by the Sea.
Who's the dude from Sweet Home Alabama?
Are you talking about the dude from Glory Road?
Yeah, Glory Road.
One of my favorite movies ever.
Or Sweet Home Alabama.
His name is
that's the difference
Josh
between me and you.
Lucas.
That's the difference between me and you.
His name is Josh Lucas.
Josh Lucas.
Not Josh Lucas Hedges.
Josh Lucas Hedges.
The guy that directed this is apparently an Oscar nominee, but I don't know what it was for. Or did it say Oscar or did it say something else? It must have said something else. I don't see an Oscar thing on here. He had something called Krisha that had a bunch of nominees, but I don't know what it is. Anyway.
Looks good.
I think this movie looks great. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah.
Plus that Frank Ocean soundtrack is killer through the trailer. It's
what a
so
perfect
good.
song.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that it hasn't been used before.
Did you get hot Moonlight vibes from that trailer?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For
strong Moonlight vibes.
Yeah.
The synopsis just says 2 young couples navigate through the emotional minefield of growing up and falling in love.
I think that's mostly just because we're both racist, though. So all black movies look the same.
Yes. I think of Medea's Halloween as I think of Moonlight. Every Wayans brother comedy is just like Waves.
Was Moonlight also A24?
Maybe. I don't know how I would find that out quickly. I'm not going to worry about it.
Majority of A24 films have that sort of like independent feel. A lot of handheld stuff.
Yes.
A lot of like just really intimate character work and stuff like that. And this movie looks like it has a lot of it. Looks really interesting. Like you said, the Frank Ocean stuff just fit perfectly.
For a little...
The dude literally has is dyed his hair blonde.
Yeah.
But like the main character is a...
I kind of like... It looks like this movie takes place in Florida. You wrestled in high school.
Right.
This dude's a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing wrestlers do. They dye their hair blonde.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what it's for.
Our coach didn't let us do it.
Yeah, I know. But like whenever you go to tournaments, you would see other kids
all
with their hair dyed blonde. I don't know why that's a thing.
Well, like I think 3 or 4 different guys on our team dyed their hair before states, and he made them dye it back.
Really?
Yeah. He made like...
Why was he so against it?
He thought that it was just like you were like starving for attention, and he was like no, if you want to do it, fucking go out there and win. So
McMath was he was a straight shooter.
Yeah, he was. But yeah, like he's like playing piano, and then like all of a sudden he's wrestling.
He's got a lot of.
There's a lot of
listen,
like different.
You wrestled in high school, And you play. You're trying to learn piano. People can have multiple interests.
Well,
man.
no, that's what I'm saying. Is that like I was like, oh, this is just a lot of interest that that are aligning with me.
I guarantee you, Sterling K. Brown kills it in this movie. I guarantee you that.
Oh, do you? You want to make a bet on it?
Sure.
Yeah.
What would we bet?
I bet that he sucks, dude. I bet that he's the worst.
Do you want to bet like he wins a Razzie Bad?
I bet it's the worst performance that you've ever seen
in my whole life.
That? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
I bet you.
Apparently, the girlfriend, I think, was in Euphoria, which is like the next show on my list that I'm gonna watch.
Right.
So, and apparently she's very good in Euphoria.
I think
like
Kate watched it. But
I heard Euphoria is awesome.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Looks
Although, like the one thing that's been holding me back from seeing Euphoria, because I love coming of age stories and stuff like that, but it's like when they're this like super over the top idea of being a teenager, where like everyone's like a drug addict and everyone is like everyone has these super over the top problems.
And everyone's
and
having
I'm like,
sex, and you don't like that.
That's
You're
why,
a Puritan.
That's why like I love the way back, because it's like just such like an innocent look at being a kid. You know what I mean? Of being like on the verge of growing up and like dealing with being really insecure and just, you know what I mean?
Is way back PG-13?
Probably for language, I would think. Do they cuss in that movie? It's definitely PG-13.
It feels like they do.
It's definitely PG-13, I would think. But I don't know if they cuss that much.
I don't know.
And maybe it might be one of those movies where there's like one F-bomb. I hope Sam Rockwell drops it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Because he deserves it. I hope he drops it right on Steve Carell's mean head in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Carell's
one, really
great in that movie, and two, a complete asshole. So, and like back then, that was a huge turn for him. That was like pretty fresh off The Office. So it was like Steve Carell just being a complete super dick, awful, cheating boyfriend was such a left turn and so good.
Was that movie before Foxcatcher?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sam Rockwell's so good in that movie. I'm not gonna. All right, I'm done. See the way back. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Anyway, Waves looks really good. I'm really excited for it.
It does.
Yeah. What do you think about that Just Mercy trailer with Michael B. Jordan, Brie Larson, and Jamie Foxx?
Great cast.
Really, really strong cast. Did it like? That's the. If you told me the synopsis for that movie, young African American Harvard graduate lawyer goes on a mission through the South to rescue inmates wrongfully imprisoned and put on death row. That's an Oscar movie.
Right.
It's an Oscar plot.
Very much.
And is teamed up with stunning Southern accent Brie Larson. That's threw me. When I heard her doing that accent, I was like, yo, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like an Oscar movie. But I wonder, like, how good it's going to be. You know, like, it could be really great, but it also, like, might not be. You know what I mean?
Well, it could be like, I mean, I brought up Marshall earlier, right? Like, Marshall was nominated for an Oscar, but I think it was like, it was only like
one of those weird ones?
Oscar. It was like one Oscar. It wasn't like, nominated for a bunch of different ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't, it's not, it was fine. It's a fine movie.
Also, when they put up the cast list in the trailer, and it says Academy Award nominee Jamie Foxx, Academy Award winner Brie Larson, and Michael B. Jordan doesn't have any Oscar that makes me angry.
MTV just
how the fuck does he not have an Oscar nomination? He was in fucking Fruitvale Station, dude. He's amazing in that movie.
Was Fruitvale Station nominated for like?
I think he got
screenplay
a
or something?
screenplay nominee, if I remember correctly. Maybe directing for Coogler. But how Michael B. Jordan didn't get one, I'll never understand. That's offensive to me.
I mean, what else came out that year, though?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't think he got any, because usually Oscar's at the top of these things. Yeah. No Oscar noms. That's fucked up. That movie's amazing.
0.
Get with it, dude. Frickin', what is that, 2013? That was a long time ago. I have to know now. 2013 Oscars. Oscar. It's been a while since we saw Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. Why do I feel like I've seen him in something recently?
I don't know. You want to hear the best actor 2013 winner Daniel Day-Lewis for Lincoln? Is that the last movie he was in? Have we not seen a Daniel Day-Lewis film since
Phantom
then?
Thread.
You're right. Phantom Thread. I never saw it.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, okay. if you're like a Paul Thomas Anderson like
Yeah.
phenom, you like it a lot. Like you're not gonna like that movie.
I have a huge affinity for.
You're
going
gonna
to
be bored as shit watching that movie.
Clothes.
I was bored as shit watching that movie.
Okay. So you're saying that
I think a majority of Paul Thomas
you have
Anderson
more
and
taste
Daniel
than
Day.
me.
No. I'm saying, I would think that I'm more likely to like boring movies than you.
Maybe. Probably. Anyway, the rest of that list: Hugh Jackman, Les Mis. He's great in that movie. Bradley Cooper, Silver Linings Playbook. Okay. Joaquin Phoenix, The Master. Haven't seen it. Denzel Washington, Flight.
So who?
He flipped the plane upside down. That's not possible. I have it on good authority.
I like it. Mike like talked shit about that movie, and then he watched it and he was like actually really like it.
Of course he did. I don't know, man. Like, to me, Michael B. Jordan's performance in Fruitvale Station is just as good, if not better, than any of these.
Yeah.
He's amazing in that movie.
Who won it that year?
Daniel Day-Lewis. Obviously, dude. It's
for
freaking,
Lincoln. Yeah.
When a dude is an incredible actor and only makes like one movie a decade,
right,
you have to like give him the award while you can.
Right.
Best.
Honestly, Joaquin Phoenix in The Master might be the best.
Yeah.
That I think.
I've heard The Master's great, but
I love The Master.
I'm going to give you the best picture list too.
Also, Paul Thomas Anderson, right?
Yes. With rest in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of them are just fucking killing it throughout the entire movie.
I thought Joaquin, around that same time period, I think maybe the year after, I thought Joaquin was amazing in Her.
Her's great.
Mustache Joaquin.
I like the movie of Her way more than I like Master, but the performances in Master.
Her's a really fucking good movie. The best picture of that year was Argo, and then Silver Linings Playbook, Amour, Django Unchained, Zero Dark 30, Lincoln, Life of Pi, Les Mis, and Beasts of the Southern Wild. All got nominations.
Beasts of the Southern Wild, that's a good one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Quvenzhané Wallis, dude.
Oh, that's when she got her nomination.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then she was in, what's that called? Annie?
Annie, yeah.
And I don't think she's been in anything since then.
Mm-mm.
Where you at, Quvenzhané?
Probably going to school.
Fucking school? You're a professional. You're at the top of the game. School is for fools. Look at me.
What were we talking about? What movie are we talking about?
Just Mercy?
Yeah, Just Mercy.
Sorry, I went on a weird Michael B. Jordan.
It could be
dive.
all right.
It could be good. It might not be.
Yeah.
It seems like one of those movies I can't.
I don't
tell.
think that'll be bad.
The cast is really fucking good.
I'll be surprised if it's bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like as long as Sterling K. Brown's not in it, you know that's gonna be good.
Sterling Cuck Brown.
I actually really like him.
No, I love him. He's amazing. He's a
good
fantastic actor. Yeah. He's my favorite. He plays my favorite character on This Is Us. I'm a big fan of the show. Although I'm way behind on it. I fell behind. I don't have my mom around to watch it with me, so like I don't have a crying partner.
Okay.
Me and my mom would just watch that, and we would both just cry while we watched it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good show. Between Two Ferns movie, Zach Galifianakis, and a slew of celebrities.
How
How much Between Two Ferns have I seen?
Yeah.
Solid amount. Not like I don't think I've seen every Between Two Ferns, but like I know what it is.
Right.
I think they're funny.
I think I might have seen like every single episode.
They're really funny.
It's kind of like the Eric Andre show, where like I could just like completely like keep watching clips over and over again.
It's such a surreal like sense of humor for that show. Like it's so weird.
Yeah, it's very much like an anti-chalk show.
Yeah,
very much like Eric. The Eric.
I love the bit in this trailer of him. When the room gets flooded and then he's holding onto the ferns crying as if they died, and then later he's measuring them to see if they look right. Like the idea that Zach Galifianakis has this like emotional attachment to the ferns is so funny to me. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be a lot of good cameos, a lot of good celebrity bits. There's some good jokes in the trailer. The chicken strip joke kills me. I think it's so stupid but so funny.
Yeah, it's sort of like a dangerous, like I don't want to say dangerous, like it's like a tough game to play with a movie like this.
How well can you turn it into a movie, and like how long can you do that Zach Galifianakis character, right? Because he's a character actor. He does a bunch of weird characters,
right?
How long can you do that bit without it getting too much? Right. You know what I mean? But if you pull that character out of his setting, is it still gonna work? I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Could be really funny. Might not be. Might be like weird.
Like probably like a good example of a character like that. You know, that like it was just a character in like these little like off bits,
like a sketch character.
Borat. Like I actually really enjoy Borat, the movie.
Didn't he have a second movie with Borat?
So there's Borat and then there's Bruno, but I don't think there was
Bruno's
a
a different character, right?
Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen has so many different characters; it's hard to keep up with.
Yeah, there was that. Yeah, but they're all from the Ali G show, and then he made Ali G into House. That was the first movie that he made, which was off of the Ali G character.
Uh-huh.
Which like
is Ali G the one that would be really racist?
I mean, Borat's also really racist.
Well, no, there's one where there would be YouTube videos where he would go into like barbershops and shit and be really racist, or something like that. I don't remember.
Ali G's like
he's got the cornrows and shit. Yeah,
he's like a ghetto character.
Yeah, I don't remember. His most recent show, what was it called? The one where he like got all these crazy interviews with politicians and stuff, and caught them like doing insane things, like training toddlers to use guns and shit like that, like crazy stuff. He would be like convince them it was a good idea, like real actual politicians currently in office, to be like, yeah, let's train toddlers how to use guns and like crazy stuff, like nonsense. It was a wild show. I can't believe how many people like fell for it.
I never saw it.
Thought he was like just an actual person.
I never saw it.
Yeah, it's super weird. I saw like clips from it. It's crazy. But yeah, it's like Between Two Ferns, and like I feel like Netflix is a perfect place for a movie like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was the other one? Oh, Bad Boys for Life. You hype? You hype for the return?
I don't know how to feel. Okay, have you seen it on IMDb? I don't know if it's just my phone or whatever, but like the only like thing that I could pull up for Bad Boys for Life, like it didn't come up with an actual IMDb page.
Bro, there's a whole page right here. I got you.
I swear to God, the only thing that I could pull up was like a Spanish page that said like I forgot. I don't know what Bad Boys for Life.
Did you put the number 4?
But, huh?
Did you type Bad Boys the number 4?
No.
All right, I don't know what
I think I just typed in Bad Boys, and then I went into like Will Smith's fucking like credit list.
Yeah.
And then the only thing I could find was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I got it right here, dog.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed the Bad Boys movies. They were probably one of my favorite things growing up, but
it seems weird to me. It seems like a weird thing to revive.
I feel like the trailer was almost like it just like seems like like oh, is this happening? Like
Martin Lawrence is just back. Like, where's he been?
Right.
He's got some funny jokes in the trailer though.
But it was weird because like I was like, I know this is the trailer, but I still feel like it's a fan made trailer.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's weird. It's a weird movie.
It's got that Asian dude from the Star movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Asian dude.
The Sun is also a star.
Charles Melton, hot
is
boy.
That his name?
I'm looking at him. Yeah.
Charles Melton.
Yeah, because he's fucking melts your heart. Because he's so hot. This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Sun is also a star. That's right. Yeah. It's also got Vanessa Hudgens in it. Weird.
Yeah.
Alexander Ludwig.
I didn't see anything in the trailer also that like it's just like it seemed like a lot of generic explosions and shit. Is Michael Bay directing this one as well?
No, he's not.
Because he did the original.
Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah are the co-directors.
Did Michael Bay direct the original Bad Boys?
I think he did both of them.
Or did he just produce them?
I think he directed both of them.
It might be one of those.
But it seems weird to be like, I don't know if a movie will be good because Michael Bay's not directing it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But yeah, Michael Bay did direct the first two, which means the explosions were probably on point.
Like I see what you're saying there, but it's like I never feel like with a Michael Bay movie that it's just like generic explosions. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of just action and
Michael Bay.
It's like,
Michael Bay is to Zack Snyder in a way, right? They know how to make things look good.
Mm-hmm.
They're not inept. Like they know what they're doing. They have things they're like really glaringly bad at.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Zack Snyder has like more of a flair for cinematography, where
sure.
Michael Bay has more of a flair for kinetic action.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Like the Transformers movies, especially the first like two and the third act of the third one, have like really cool stuff going on.
I never saw any of them, the Mark Wahlberg ones.
That's like the fourth and fifth. You're good.
Yeah.
You've seen the ones I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Yo, those ones, they're bad. I didn't see the last one. I saw Bumblebee, but I didn't see the last one before Bumblebee. The one where I don't even remember. I saw the one where he rides a dinosaur. And I remember having a moment when I was sitting in the movie and I was watching it, and Optimus Prime is riding a Transformers dinosaur. And I just felt like so underwhelmed about everything going on that I was like, how do I not think this is cool? Like, it's Optimus Prime riding a dinosaur, and I don't care. It's not, like, it means nothing.
I kind of want to watch that, like, right now, though. I just got done watching Macbeth, like, and it was like, it's the 2010 Macbeth with Patrick Stewart. And the only other person that I recognize from the rest of the cast, one of the side characters is Count Adamar's like Harold.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I was like, that's the only other
Knight's Tale for people who don't know Count Adamar.
Yeah. I was very bored. I had to watch it for my screenwriting class that I have to go to in a bit.
Macbeth.
But
isn't Macbeth the cursed character?
The cursed character
in theater? Like you never want to play Macbeth?
Yeah, apparently, there's some type of superstition. They never even like in backstage shit. Like you never even say Macbeth. I guess you just like call it like the Scottish play or something like that.
That's weird. That's a weird superstition.
I found that when I was looking at Spark Notes for Macbeth and shit, so that I could really understand for this class. I think mostly he's having us watch it to like identify 5-act structure, which I also don't understand.
Well, you have class tonight. Maybe you'll learn about it.
And maybe
you'll learn how it works. How much Shakespeare do you know and understand?
Not a lot.
Yeah, I have
not a lot.
My Shakespeare knowledge is none.
Yeah,
I know that Lion King is Shakespeare, but like I always get it wrong which one it is.
Wait, guess right now which one it is.
It's not Macbeth.
No, it's not Macbeth.
It's not Romeo and Juliet.
It's not.
Lion King 2 is Romeo and Juliet. What the fuck is it called? I can't remember.
To Be or Not to Be.
Yeah, that doesn't help me. That doesn't help me at all.
It's Hamlet.
There it is.
Hamlet.
Hamlet. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I really don't know.
Which is weird because there's I forgot to put this on our list. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for The King.
Oh, the Timothée
Chalamet and Robert Pattinson and writer of the film Joel Edgerton.
Oh, Robert Pattinson. He's blowing up now. He's in everything.
Have you seen The King? The movie's fucking great.
That and that Timmy boy.
Dude, I saw that Pete Davidson might be going to be in Suicide Squad.
Okay.
James Gunn's Suicide Squad, and I was like, do that right away. What the fuck is he going to do?
He literally could just like show up to like on set in his normal clothes and shit, in his normal look, and he would slide right in.
Yeah. I was like, who the fuck is he going to play? That's going to be wild. Like, part of me is super into the idea of like Pete Davidson playing the Riddler. It would be so weird and dumb, but I would be kind of into it.
I'd be okay with that. Like he would be Jared Leto's Riddler, you know? What Jared Leto was to the Joker, he would be to the Riddler.
That's an insult. 1, you're insulting Pete Davidson. Jared Leto's take on the Joker sucked. 2, you're right. Like, he would be a shitty version of the Riddler, but he would be cool with it. You know what I mean? He'd like embrace that he was a shitty version of the Riddler.
Riddle me this, Batman.
With no emotion, he just doesn't fucking care. Oh my God. And then imagine like Robert Pattinson beating him up. That'd be so weird.
You'd probably love it though.
You were great and good time.
But like they're trying to hand him a check. He's like, no, this is on me, bro. I enjoyed this way too much. This is going to be a story I tell my kids, my grandchildren, if I have them. I'll probably do some type of weird in vitro fertilization or something.
God. Oh, yeah, when I saw that thread, there's a bunch of people fucking shit-talking Pete in that thread that were like, Pete sucks. I was like, I think Pete's hysterical.
I love him.
I think Pete's super funny. Him. There's this weird sense of like, if you're on Saturday Night Live, some percentage of people automatically hate you because they want to hate current Saturday Night Live. You know what I mean?
Have I ever like gone into that like
your spiel about how Saturday Night Live is not bad and never is actually that bad?
So I think that the quality of Saturday Night Live fucking like goes up and it goes down with every like generation and shit, right? Like, but people always talk with fervor and respect when they talk about.
I think
older
it's similar
Saturday
to
Night
music. People think like, oh man, music in the '80s was so good.
Yeah,
but like all you're
recency
thinking
bias.
of are the hits.
Yeah.
The fact that the truth of the matter is, in the '80s, it was just like today. There were really great, huge hit songs, and there was also a lot of really bad songs.
But not even just hits, right? Because like a lot of the more popular music of like fucking the '80s or whatever was like really shitty. Like there was a lot of bad music that existed in that time as well.
Dude,
but
disco was once popular.
It didn't last, and the shit that you're remembering is the classic stuff.
It's the good stuff, and I think SNL's the same way. Like I think every cast of SNL. They do like 12 sketches a show. That's a lot. That's so much to do.
Yeah.
Like if 3 of them are good, I'd say that's a solid batting average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like it's not like Bill Murray didn't have any bad sketches,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird recency bias thing with SNL, and I agree with you about it. But I think Pete's super funny.
Mm-hmm. What were we talking about? Suicide Squad? I thought that their fucking little marketing idea that they did for the beginning of it was pretty cool.
Oh, that threw me, dude.
Yeah,
when
you were.
I was so confused. The balloons were, and like I knew it was happening. I knew about it. Like after I saw Harley Quinn, I was like, oh wait, I knew about this. But like I had just read a headline that was like DC releasing Birds of Prey and Harley Quinn secret trailers or something like that. I forget how they worded it. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I wonder what movies you have to see them. I wasn't expecting it so soon.
Right.
And then they had the It balloons going in the music, the spooky music.
But the first thing you see is
the DC
DC
logo was there, and I was so confused.
Yeah.
I was like, why is It a DC movie? I kept looking at you, and then I was like, oh, okay, it's a Harley Quinn bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was
Harley
clever.
Quinn or what is it called? Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
That's
or
the
something.
full title?
It's a crazy title.
Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
I think it's
and the
Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of One Harley
based
Quinn.
on the novel Push by Sapphire?
Yes, exactly. Boards. I wrote boards, not birds. I want my board. Birds of Prey, parentheses, and the fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
That's a lot.
Close parentheses. Well, I mean, it's because the parentheses, though, you can just be like Birds of Prey, right?
Sure, yeah.
I feel like
Dr. Strangelove.
Like, I'm kind of excited for that movie. Like, I'm more excited for Birds of Prey than I would have been for the sequel to Suicide Squad if James Gunn wasn't directing it. Does that make sense?
Hold on, what? What did you say? You would have more?
Before James Gunn joined Suicide Squad, I was like, don't make that movie. I have zero interest.
Uh-huh.
Now that James Gunn's making it, like I think James Gunn's really good. I think he could have a good take on it. Plus, Pete Davidson might be in it, which is super weird.
Isn't he trying to get him back?
He is back.
He is back.
He's doing Guardians 3, yeah.
Oh.
After he's doing Suicide Squad 2.
Was he supposed to do Guardians 3 first?
He only signed on for Suicide Squad 2 because they fired him for that stupid tweet shit.
Right.
Yeah. But like the cast for Birds of Prey is really good. Margot Robbie, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ewan McGregor, Journey Smollett-Ball. Fucking, there's good people in it. Like, it could be pretty cool. My holdup is like, I hate the worship of Harley Quinn as a character. It really bothers me.
Why?
Because I think she's fucking bad and people don't realize. Like, not bad, like poorly made. She's a fucking evil motherfucker and people like just don't care. They're like, they want to like worship Harley Quinn and it weirds me out. And people like want to prop up like Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship as a thing being like a quality thing. And I'm like, no, that's bad. It's all bad things. You're not understanding the point of these stories. Like, what's wrong with you?
But didn't people kind of already do that with Heath Ledger's Joker? Is it different?
There's a difference between like praising the quality of the performance and the quality of the character. And I don't mean quality like this is a well-executed character or a well-written or a well-acted character. I mean like you are a character to aspire to. Things about your personage are things that I want myself to be like. That weirds me out.
I think mostly it's just people like recognizing like I don't think people are like, oh, I want to have the morality of Joker and Harley Quinn. I don't
Dude,
think
there's
they're
people that will
actually
straight up like tweet things like, I need someone who loves me the way that the Joker and Harley Quinn love each other. And I'm like, no, you don't want that in your life. That's fucking awful.
Yeah, they have an unhealthy relationship.
An extremely unhealthy, abusive relationship.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's people just being dumb, dog.
Like, and those are like the same people that like Jared Leto's Joker. So, can't trust them. Shout out to all y'all who love Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad. Have we ever got like popular? If people actually ever listen to this show, I feel like there would be a really powerful sect of the internet that would just fucking attack me for my hatred of those movies.
Yeah?
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
people still try to get hashtag release the Snyder cut released to get the Justice League cut of Zack Snyder's director's cut of Justice League released. It's too late, guys. Move on. It's a thoroughly below average movie. It's going to stay that way.
What are you going to like everything? You know?
Am I going to like everything?
I'm saying you, like, in general. You like.
Well, is anyone going to like everything? But, like, the thing is, superhero movies especially, they're just, like, they're such... And I'm a victim of this myself because of, like, my pure hatred of Batman vs. Superman, I think, kind of elicits it, sort of. Like, there's such a flare of passion for people, and Star Wars is the same way. Like, certain big blockbuster tentpole IPs are like, they're so important to so many people that if you disagree with their feelings about them, it elicits rage.
So, I mean, I think this is like pretty like on topic. So we saw the Joker trailer also before the.
It looks good, man. It looks like it's going to be a great movie.
It looks fucking well. Yeah. I mean, it's fucking directed by Todd Phillips.
The
right?
early, the early reviews are really fucking strong.
But while we were watching that trailer, fucking, you saw Mark Maron. You were like, "Is that Mark Maron?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude. Did you not hear about the sort of stuff that he's been going through recently?"
No, I didn't.
So he. When he was attached to this movie, I believe, he made a tweet about how he doesn't like superhero movies.
Oh, that's right. I did hear about that.
He's very much adamant about how much he doesn't like superhero movies.
I don't think The Joker is going to be a superhero movie.
No, that's
like...
It seems like an independent film where
it looks like a Scorsese movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He basically came out and said that he's not he doesn't like superhero movies because he's not a man-child. He said,
"Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, I remember that. Yeah."
And then people got really upset. Yeah, like really fucking mad at him. And then he sort of like tried to turn it back on those people, and he was like, "Look, like, I don't like your stuff. Stop trying to attack me because I don't like your stuff. I'm allowed to not like your stuff."
Yeah, but you also attacked the people.
I think that he like. So I saw that second tweet first, and I was like, "Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with people?"
Yeah,
and then I saw the first tweet, and I was like, "Fuck you, dude." I was like, "You're being a dick."
Yeah, like, you're purposely being an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a man-child. I don't like comic books.
I don't think that's something
Captain America's fucking awesome. Step off, homie.
I don't think that's something that Mark Maron has never heard, is that he's an asshole. But.
That's true, yeah.
Also,
funny guy, though.
I really like Mark Maron. Yeah. I really like Mark Maron. But yeah, that was...
De Niro is in a Joker movie. That's happening. He's playing like a late-night host.
It's interesting.
Yeah. The only thing that like bothers me about the Joker movie trailers, besides my philosophical reticence to like the idea of a Joker movie, and
reticence.
I'm reticent to like
reticent.
I think I'm using that right. I might not be.
I don't know.
Somebody is like being like, this guy's a fucking idiot. He doesn't know grammar, or words. He doesn't know any words. I hesitate to there even being a Joker movie. Like that whole idea of like, I prefer the Joker as like this mysterious thing, and I'm more interested in his connection to Batman than himself as a character, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't need to know that the Joker's name was Arthur Fleck before he became the Joker, like all the stuff they're making up for the movie or whatever. But that being said, like it looks like it's going to be interesting and captivating. But
so have we talked about this before about like your take on what the Joker should be like as far as like people adding in an origin story?
I just don't love it. I don't love the Joker is one of those characters that's part of what makes him scary and interesting is that he's this the unknown factor.
Right.
And like that's sort of like they addressed that in like The Dark Knight. Mm-hmm. No prints, no labels on any of his clothes. He's got no history. He's a ghost. Mm-hmm. You don't know who he is. You don't know why he's doing the things he's doing.
Right. But that's also like a very specific take on that Christopher Nolan had, right? Like that he like is that the ideal form of the Joker?
I think that's a classic part of the Joker. Yeah, that you don't know the biggest thing that we've gotten, or there's two, I guess you could say. One is in your boys
The Killing Joke,
where there are allusions to a past that may or may not be real. It's like they're done in flashback form, but like it's like a debate as to whether or not they're real memories or anything like that, which I think is kind of an interesting debate to have. The second one is that like the accepted origin of the Joker is that he was a down on his luck dude who like may have been trying to be a stand-up comedian who joined the Red Hood gang and got into a confrontation with Batman in Ace Chemicals, and during the fight he fell into an acid pit, and when he came out he was scarred up and he was the Joker. That's like the accepted origin of the character, but you don't know who he is before that. There's no history to him as a character, right. And it's like there's something about that I think is really interesting, that unknown thing. But I don't know. The
way that you aired your grievances there, right? As far as like that take on the Joker, and then adding an origin story to the Joker, you're like I don't really like it, right? I think there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh well, like this is wrong. Adding an origin story to the Joker is wrong. It's the wrong decision. No, this is actually how the Joker exists. Where I'm very much like, if you give me a cool origin story, I don't care. To me, the Joker is more of it's not a real fucking person.
Well,
right?
I feel like the Joker has become like James Bond at this point.
It's an archetype.
Yeah,
it's an archetype that people can take. It's like a Shakespearean.
What's
archetype.
your take on Macbeth? What's your take on the Joker?
Yeah.
Which is interesting that's happening.
Yeah. And I think that people are probably going to do that with a lot of different.
Like you can make a legitimate power ranking of like the top 10 Jokers of all time at this point, which is crazy that many people have takes on the Joker.
But like
Mark Hamill is number one, by the way.
But
Heath Ledger's number one. Mark Hamill's
was
number two.
Nolan's Joker. The way that he is philosophically, and like the way that like he is very much
I'm
like
an agent of chaos.
An agent of chaos, right? Yeah. Has that been hinted at and like in comic books? Was that
I would say that's
exists?
Sort of like, I don't know if in those words verbatim, but I think just his actions and stuff sort of lean into him. Just his whole shtick is
because I don't think that's
causing mayhem.
I don't think that's where Christopher Nolan really got it. Like it was much more like, this is what scares me.
Yeah,
I've heard him say that before.
Yeah, that's interesting.
About like how he was like the things that he was like the kind of character that scares me the most is the character that just wants to watch the world burn.
Yeah, want to watch the world burn. Yeah, I would say that's ingrained in the character, at least in a way. Oh, excuse me. When I think of the Joker, the first thing I ever think of is Batman the Animated Series Joker. I don't think of Heath Ledger first.
Okay,
that's like the classic Joker.
Right.
Heath Ledger's Joker is like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's the best Joker take. It's obviously the best performance. It's incredible. It's one of the best performances ever. But like, there's a level of being part of, I think, of the Nolan. It's like the same way when I think of Batman, I don't think of Christian Bale's Batman. I think of animated Batman. I think of Kevin Conroy. That's like classic Batman and Joker. Whereas like Christopher Nolan's take is like, it's like you were saying, it's like James Bond. It's like Macbeth. It's its own thing, its own version of the idea, which I think is interesting. But like, if you were to ask me about comic book Batman and Joker, I think that the best adaptation of that is the animated series. And I think of when I read a comic, I read it with Kevin Conroy's voice.
Right.
I read it with Mark Hamill's voice of the Joker. Yeah.
It's a fucking killer.
I love the way that Joaquin moves though in the trailer. The way he does this sort of like weird, I don't know, like people might be listening to this. I don't know how to explain what I'm doing right now.
Right. Yeah, it's like you're like a tree,
like a marionette almost.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's cool. Plus, like Joaquin, like is just generally kind of creepy.
Super creepy.
Yeah, he's just kind of a creepy guy. It'll be Zazie Beetz. Get ready. I bet you she's real good. Zazie Beetz.
Is that kind of weird?
That Zazie Beetz is
their age,
dude. Fucking no. Harley Quinn is way younger than Joker.
Yeah.
I would assume based on she was created for the animated series, and based on that, She seems like she's much younger than him, or not much, but like he's like 40 and she's like in her late 20s or something. That's the vibe I get, at least. Mr. J. Ugh. People get like Mr. J tattoos and shit. That's gross. Fucking weird. It's disturbing.
I think they just they have a different idea of it.
Dude, they need better examples of love in their lives.
I mean, or they just like the idea of it.
Okay, am I overreacting? And it's like when people get a dark mark tattoo, they just think it's cool?
Yeah.
Because that freaks me out too.
Exactly. They just think it's cool.
All right, like, I know you're probably not a wizard Nazi, but you might be.
It's like,
because you got a wizard Nazi tattoo.
Like when Kate wears like a Kiss shirt, you know, she's like, no, like it's just, she likes the way it looks.
So she's a poser.
She's like, I don't give a shit, like whether or not I listen to it or not. I like the way it looks. So.
All right, cool. Hey, football came back this week.
Oh, it did.
I don't know if you cared at all.
I watched a little bit.
You watched a little bit with me. The Antonio Brown stuff has been insane. Like, it's NBA levels of insanity happening in the NFL.
Is it? I feel like it's more insane that it's getting so much coverage. You know, like it's just.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. It's just like he's one guy, and I feel like when I was scrolling through Instagram, I don't follow any football shit.
But the thing you have to realize is that football is infinitely more popular than basketball,
and I absolutely understand that.
Yeah,
but like,
and he's like maybe the best at what he does in the world.
But I wasn't just seeing like a bunch of different football things. I was only seeing Antonio Brown.
Yeah, because it was
through my entire feed.
Yeah, and it was like, I think it was the rapidity. The rapidness in which the news was coming, it was like every day something new came out about the story, and he did some new insane thing, and then all that being built up with week 1 coming up. So it was like we're going to be talking about football anyway because week 1's coming. On top of that, Antonio Brown is going completely crazy. What if like the best shooting guard in the NBA did that shit?
So Evan Fournier started freaking out and had a blonde mustache.
No, he doesn't have the blonde mustache anymore. He got rid of it, and then he went even more nuts. Mm-hmm. Showed up to training camp.
He has like a weird like circle.
He always has a weird haircut. Yeah, it goes all the way back to last year. I'll try to summarize as best I can off the top of my head. In week 17 last season, the Steelers needed to win a game to make the playoffs, for a chance to make the playoffs. He skipped the game. He just like didn't show up. I think he was not going to play for some reason, so he didn't show up. Just didn't go to the game. That's fucking crazy. Then the Steelers were like, we're fucking done with this dude. He's become a huge distraction. He's being annoying all the time. We're going to get rid of him. And he was like, yo, trade me to the Patriots or the Chiefs. And they were like, go fuck yourself. Why would we do that? They sent his ass they were like, you can go to the Bills or the Raiders. And he was like, God damn. So they traded him to the Raiders for low value based on the quality of player he is. Third and fifth round pick, I think. He gets to the Raiders. Off-season goes on. Off-season, who cares what's going on? The training camp's about to start. He shows up and his feet are fucked up. Why are his feet fucked up? Because he didn't wear the proper footwear in a cryo chamber. He got into a cryo chamber without the right stuff on, and he fucked up his feet. And he went to France for it. Why did he go to France for the cryo chamber? He fucks up his feet. He shows up to training camp in a hot air balloon. That's kind of baller, I'll admit it. That's kind of cool. He just shows up. Air balloon? He rode a hot air balloon to training camp in Napa Valley. Why not? He's got all the money in the world that you could ever need. Shows up in a fucking hot air balloon. Then he's got the feet problem, and now the next thing, he's like, oh, I'm not allowed to wear my helmet. The NFL, 2 seasons ago, they were like, hey, this upcoming season is going to be the last season for these helmets because these are the only approved helmets based on safety tests. These helmets have proven to be not up to our standard for proper safety of your head. And, concussions are a problem. Antonio Brown is like, I want to wear my old helmet. I can't see in the new helmet. Bitch, they're fucking helmets. You can see. I know you're lying. And then there's like video of him on Hard Knocks talking about how weird he looks. And then like people are like, you look like a Power Ranger. And I'm like, I wish I looked like a Power Ranger. That would be cool. So he's got this whole helmet problem going on. Finally, he settles in on a helmet. He's managed to skip like 3 preseason games at this point with his bullshit. And then he gets a letter from Mike Mayock, the Raiders GM.
And it's like a really nice, well-written letter, but it's like you're being fined a fuck ton of money because you didn't show up to practice and you skipped a walkthrough and blah, 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 blah. And he posts the letter on Instagram with a crazy caption talking about how like the devil's gonna do some shit and like weird shit on his Instagram. And people are like, yo, this dude is off his straight rocker. Like it's wild what he's doing. Then the Raiders are like, this is weird, but he comes in. And then he apparently has a confrontation with Mike Mayock. And he's like, you're going to find me, you asshole? And Mike Mayock's like, yeah, I'm going to find you. You did shit wrong. And he apparently calls him a cracker. And he like apparently had to be held back, was a report that he had to be held back from a physical altercation. And then he threatened to punch him in the face. And then he punted a football and he was like, find that. Like he just went nuts. He like blew up on Mike Mayock. And then the next day it was like, they were like, okay, the Raiders are planning on suspending Antonio Brown. And it was like, wow, that's pretty crazy, right? Suspending your best player. Turns out what the fallout of that would have been losing the guarantees on his contract. So then the next day they brought him in. He did like an apology in front of the team with all the team captains standing next to him and all this shit. And he did like a press conference and he was like, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. He denied that there was an altercation, but he was like, I'm sorry, whatever. And I was like, what are you apologizing for if nothing happened? That's weird. And then they sat him down apparently and they're like, listen, here's what's going to happen. Because of your actions and the fines that we were able to give you, we can void your guarantees. And from now on, you'll be on a week-to-week guarantee basis. You'll only earn your guarantees by week. And he like was like, fuck this. Why would I play for that? So then he fucking releases that wild YouTube video that was, I will say, really well produced. It was a really well produced video of a phone call of him and John Gruden talking about his actions and how crazy he's been being. And John Gruden being like, just fucking focus on football, man. And him being like, that's all I want to do. I just want to play football. And then people were like, did he do this illegally? Did he illegally record John Gruden? Apparently not. Apparently John Gruden knew. And then blah, 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 blah. All this crazy stuff's happened. Then they're like, you know what? We're just going to cut him. We don't want to deal with it. And they fucking released him. They paid him a total of $1 million to just be a summer of headaches. And then, of course, as the joke went, he signed with the Patriots. And now the world's going to end. Watch, now he won't say anything all year. He'll be a perfectly, normal member of the locker room. It'll be fine. He'll get fucking 130 catches and 1,600 yards and 18 touchdowns or some bullshit. Mm-hmm. Their receiving core is disgusting now.
Because they just got another wide receiver.
Josh Gordon came back from suspension. Yeah,
right. He was suspended for.
He's been suspended like 8 times
for.
Yeah, he's very open about having drug and alcohol addictions.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So he's been suspended. I would guess that he's been suspended for worse than weed. I would guess for the amount of times he's been suspended and stuff. But he's been really open about it, and the Patriots have actually been very supportive of him, which has been pretty cool. Dealing with his issues. And the dude's a monster. Like, he's a great receiver. Mm-hmm. He's big, too. He weighs like 240. He's a massive guy. But, like, him and Antonio Brown and Julian Edelman, that's going to be disgusting. Fuck them. They're the worst. I hate them. I respect them so much, but I hate them.
Meanwhile,
go Dolphins.
South Florida.
Yo, put your fins up. Fish tank, baby.
I was about to say, you
breaks
need
my
to have
fucking heart.
Need to have a
well,
different...
when your fin is wilting... Mm-hmm. You ever see a dolphin with a wilting fin?
Yeah.
That's us now.
Like when they spend too much time in an aquarium?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the Dolphins this season. Yeah. # fish tank. We got beat 59-10. Made Lamar Jackson look like the GOAT. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough year, Dolphins fans. My bandwagon teams are the Steelers and the Packers. I've announced that on Twitter. Because if you're a Dolphins fan... You have to have a bandwagon team, at least one. Because you need a team that's like going to actually be competitive that you can root for.
Right. Yeah, the Sixers were like that.
Yeah, they were your bandwagon team before the Magic were good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
See, like that's what I like about the Heat is I never have to do that. Like the Heat didn't make the playoffs last year, but they were competitive and they were trying to win.
Yeah.
So like I could still cheer for them.
You're like on the fringe of the playoffs.
Yeah,
and that
exactly.
was the first time that you guys missed the playoffs in a while. Right?
Since the year after LeBron left.
Right.
Yeah. Plus now we got Jimmy, who's not allowed to wear the ninja headband.
Whack.
That's stupid, NBA or Nike or whoever's in charge of that Nike. Shit. It's fucking dumb.
Because it's not professional.
It's not professional. We need guidelines to the process of how you tie them and how long they can be. Fuck off, dude. Let people wear ninja headbands. They look cool.
Like, I just don't understand how, like, you can have an environment that's like, okay, that's fine. You can have this, like, cloth headband that you wrap around your forehead to keep you from sweating. But, like, if it's too long, you can't. That's unprofessional. That's fucked up.
What do you mean professional, dude? We're not showing to work. We're not playing in fucking loafers. What does that mean? It's dumb. Like, I understand when they're like, J.R. Smith, you can't wear a Supreme sleeve because Nike sponsors the NBA, and that's not Nike. I understand that. They're wearing Nike headbands.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a Supreme. He has a Supreme tattoo.
No, he wore the Supreme like sock things that one time, and they fined him.
He has a Supreme tattoo.
I know that.
Yeah,
but he also like they were like, you can't wear the clothes.
But they also said that
I think he has to cover up.
He has
the
to cover up the
yeah.
Supreme tattoo.
It's pretty crazy.
Which is like,
well, that gets to a weird place. Like, should athletes be able to like sell their body space for advertising?
I mean,
like
Dame did it.
Yeah,
with Hulu.
Oh, not yeah. Fake did it. But like, should he be allowed to actually do that? It's his body,
right?
It'd be weird, but
no
like,
idea. I have no idea.
If you got a fucking Hulu has live sports tattoo.
Yeah, if you just had like Netflix across your forehead, would they make you wear some like kind of like weird like mask or something to put on your forehead?
I don't know, dude. That'd be weird. But then there's like other players,
and then, like just across your chin, right? It just says like Zach Galifianakis between two ferns coming soon.
Which would be super weird because like after that movie comes out, you just still have that tattoo. That'd be really weird.
You just get it covered up.
You just grow a beard.
I mean, yeah, you could do that.
You just grow a beard. No one knows you have it.
I mean, that's the logical thing. You just get it covered up with like more
movies that are coming to Netflix. Oy. You just get new episodes coming soon. Netflix, new episodes coming soon. It's always relevant. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be weird. Anyway, the opening weekend of NFL and college, or was this the opening weekend of college or the second weekend? Second weekend. Football's been fun. It's back. The Browns got beat pretty bad. They got booed at home. I warned everyone, dude. Slow your roll. I like Baker Mayfield. I think he's awesome. I think he's fun.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a good quarterback. But slow your rolls.
You obviously like Baker. You like OBJ. You hate.
I love Jarvis Landry.
Juice. It's your least favorite wide receiver.
It's not true. I love him.
In the entire league.
Love Juice. Miss him. I miss the fucking passion he brought. Like that was something the Dolphins didn't have for a long time. Like it never seemed like anyone cared.
Yeah.
But when Jarvis was playing, that dude, you could tell he cared about what was going on. I miss Cameron Wake. That dude balled out yesterday. Mm-hmm. 2.5 sacks. Got his 100th sack was a safety. Fucking perfect. Perfect.
It's all right. You guys got Josh Rosen.
Yeah, he threw a pick yesterday in his 3 passes he threw in relief of Ryan Fitzpatrick.
You got that corner.
X is great. Xavier Howard is great. He almost picked off Lamar.
I was gonna say Xavier Rhodes. That's a different.
He's on the Vikings.
Back. Yeah.
They Hollywood Brown, who is Antonio Brown's cousin and is a rookie this season.
Wait, his name is Hollywood Brown?
His name's Marquise, but he goes by Hollywood. He's from Hollywood, Florida. He was like burning us. He had like 2 touchdowns and like 140 yards on 2 catches. And it got to a point like where they were like, all right, X, go guard him. And they tried to throw deep to him again, and X almost picked it off. And then, of course, we had a pass interference penalty on someone else. So, everything was going wrong. Everything was just awful. It was terrible. I'll watch, though. I'll watch every week. I'll do it. I'll sit there. I'll fucking die on the couch.
There's like
it's a sickness, dude.
Yeah, there's like an element of masochism to that.
I told you, dude. I'm in an abusive relationship with the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
I've always been a Dolphins fan, and I always will be. And they'll always let me down. What if us and another team both go like 1-15 and they get the number 1 pick? Oh, wow. And we don't get Tua.
Wow.
I'd be so upset.
Who's the second quarterback that would?
Jordan Love is up there. Jake Fromm. Justin Herbert is considered up there, but I don't really like Justin Herbert. I don't think he's going to be that good. I don't know. Like Jake Fromm is more like a. What's a good example? He isn't physically elite, but he's mentally elite. Does that make sense?
Draymond?
Sure. Maybe. I don't know.
For sure. Not physically elite. Yeah. Very mentally elite.
I guess. He's got great processing speed. He knows how to read defenses. He's smart. He's accurate. But he doesn't have like an elite arm. He's not an elite athleticism or anything like that. Whereas Tua is like the whole package. He's got everything. His only downside is that he's a lefty, and it's weird. It's just weird to watch.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that many lefties. Jordan Love is like super elite physically, but not as good on the processing side. And people say Justin Herbert's great, but I don't believe them because I've watched him play a few times, and every time he's been bad.
Where's he play?
Oregon. He made some awful plays against Auburn last weekend. I was like, hey. At the rate LSU's going, Joe Burrow is going to be the number one pick. That dude's balling. When's the last time LSU had a good quarterback? Jamarcus Russell. Which, that's weird. I once saw a play where Jamarcus Russell threw a literal 80-yard bomb while getting sacked. That dude had a straight cannon. It was like unbelievable how strong his arm was. Right. He also weighed like 320 pounds.
Uber talented.
He loved purple drank. Loved it to the point where it ruined his NFL career. Before it like ever even started. He was like always terrible.
Wait, so if you guys don't get Tua this year, you think he'll tank again next year in order to get Trevor Lawrence?
Maybe. I hope not. That would be shitty as hell. I hope not. I think like if the Dolphins have a top 10 pick, they will take a quarterback this year. Because even if it's not in the top 5, they have enough draft capital to trade up to get the guy they want. You know what I mean? We have 8 picks, I think, over the next 2 years that are in the top 60, which is in like they're in like the first 2 rounds or two or 3 rounds or something like that. Top 80 picks or something. So we have a ton of draft capital, and we'll be able to move up if there's somebody we want. The problem is, don't be dumb and do what the Bears did and trade a bunch of draft picks to move up 1 spot to draft fucking Mitchell Trubisky. What are you doing? That's dumb. Only do it if it's Tua. Or like maybe one of the other guys, but like also maybe not. They might not be worth it. It might just be worth waiting. It's weird. It's not a science. You know, you never know. I don't know. I'm just like
sad.
Yeah, I'm just sad. Like at least when they're fucking mediocre, like they're in games.
Yeah,
and they go on like they'll win like 3 games in a row sometimes.
You have the Miami Miracle.
Titans. Dude, that was fucking amazing.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I freaked out. It was awesome. Now they won't even use Kenyon Drake for some reason. The dude who scored on the Miami Miracle. They like barely play him. It's dumb. Devontae Parker had a great catch yesterday, though. That was exciting. Preston Williams scored. Undrafted rookie with some promise. Anyway. How about the fights, dude? Your boy Khabib.
I think that he might be my favorite fighter, but I don't know. Like, the way that he fights is my favorite. Like, I enjoy it. Like, because I feel like...
Is that you trying to be a hipster?
Because a lot of people don't
because
like the way that he fights.
It's not a traditionally like exciting form of fighting.
But it's not like if so GSP was my favorite fighter.
That's true. GSP was your favorite fighter,
right? GSP is my favorite fighter. Like, and he's probably my favorite fighter that's ever existed. Mm-hmm. And he was more boring than Khabib.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, he was much more conservative when he was standing up, and he wasn't as aggressive when he took people down. Yeah. And I still loved him. I still love the way that he fights. I mean, he also was a fucking winner. I enjoy winners. And I think that is probably the biggest thing that GSP and Khabib have in common.
Yeah, they both won a lot
other
of
than
fights.
the wrestling.
Yeah.
Is the fact that they just fucking win. And I enjoy that.
The thing I like the most about Khabib is that he's as dominant as he is, but he fucks around. He'll let Dustin Poirier fucking pop him to where you think he might get knocked out.
Yeah.
Like, he had a tough fight with Ali Aquinta because of that. Yeah. It's weird.
Like, yeah, he'll fuck around a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And then apparently, like...
He's got a little bit of, like, a Russian cowboy in him.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, and apparently, like, when he goes to the corner, his dad is like, you fucking stop that. And he's like, okay, I'm sorry. Apparently, his dad has, like, an intense amount of sway over him. It's like a weird... Like, he has an insane level of, like, respect for his father to where he'll do whatever he tells him.
Right.
And his dad can't come to fights in America because he can't get a visa ever since the fucking incident or whatever.
Wow.
After the Conor fight, I think. So I would guess he won't fight in the U.S. I would guess, but I don't know. But yeah, the fight with Dustin, I thought it was a really fun fight. I thought Dustin showed, like, It's like it's shit. It's kind of shitty to say, but like he tried his best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I felt really bad for him.
Kind of
after
patronizing.
Yeah, but like after the fight when he was like, he just seemed so morally defeated, and like he was like apologizing for letting people down, and I was
crying.
like, dude, no, like you just fought fucking Khabib,
Right?
Like
literally, no one has been able to beat him. So far.
like you put on a fucking good effort. There were moments in that fight where it looked like you might have had him. Like in the second round when you clipped him, and in the third round you had a pretty deep guillotine. Like you put up a great fight, but it's Khabib. Like no one thinks less of you.
Fucking 26 other badasses who have been
27,
27 now, right? Fucking have been trained to try and beat this dude, and fucking nobody's been able to pull it off.
Yeah, like you don't need to feel lesser.
Yeah, it was very.
How high has Dustin climbed up your fighter power rankings of just fighters you like?
How much I like him? Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, I do really.
Fucking
like
you
that.
scoffed at me when I talked about him like a few months ago.
Yeah, was that before Holloway?
Yeah, it might have been.
It was before he fought Holloway.
Yeah,
and I was like, "There's no way that he's gonna beat Max Holloway." He did it.
Yeah,
he did it. I'm glad that I'm wrong.
Yeah,
he's a fucking great guy, great fighter.
I loved. I was so thrown by Khabib's post-fight thing when he was like, "I'm gonna sell this shirt." And I'm gonna give it to Dustin.
Yeah,
I thought he
really
said. I thought he said, "I'm gonna give it to Dustin," and I was give the money to Dustin, and I was like, "That's so patronizing." But he said, "I'm gonna give it to Dustin's charity," like, which is super cool. Good for you, Khabib. But like, at first, I was like, "That's super fucked up."
And it was weird how he handled this fight, the post-fight stuff, because he was very much trying to like completely turn his image of him.
Not right. Yeah, he didn't want
but
people
it
to think
was
about.
Very clunky.
Yeah,
like
it was rough. It was weird.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Like the way he jumped out of the octagon, and everybody was like,
"Uh-oh, what's he doing this time?"
But he did it so that he could
hug Dana. Yeah,
which is like, oh, okay, but like you also didn't have to jump out.
Immediately, everyone thought of last time.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think about him and Tony? You think it's gonna actually happen?
I fucking hope so, man.
Me too, dude. Me too. I hope it happens.
The fucking MMA gods need to fucking help us out.
Why have you cursed us so with this fight?
Fucking keep
them healthy.
Tony away from fucking camera cables. Fucking
just all the free
Don't
shit.
let him wear sunglasses inside.
Oh my god.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, man. What I told you this last night, apparently, this is according to Brendan Schaub, who's like a legit insider. He knows shit about what's going on within the UFC. He said that Khabib only wants 2 more fights. The first one is Tony, and the second one is George St. Pierre. What do you think about that?
I'm okay with both of those.
Would you be hyped to watch GSP come out of retirement again to fight Khabib?
But I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I like the idea of it.
I kind of think that I prefer the idea of George just staying retired and doing his thing.
Yeah, he didn't.
Like, I don't want a BJ Penn thing to start happening to George St. Pierre.
True. Yeah. That's fair. There's definitely some danger of that.
And like Khabib,
but
if you're not tuned up and ready to go, Khabib's gonna fucking hurt you.
Yeah, but it would be so weird. It'd be so weird if he came out of retirement and you see Khabib taking him down and stuff. Yeah, that would be so fucking strange.
Plus, George fought 170 his whole career, cutting down to 155.
I don't think that he would. That wouldn't happen.
You think they'd move? Khabib would move up.
His last fight was at 185, right?
Yeah,
he fought 185. Where he fought Bisping.
Yeah. Do you think that Khabib would move up to 170?
Yeah, or they would do some type.
They just do like a weird catchweight fight.
Yeah,
that would be weird.
I don't think there's any way that George would cut down to 155.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
Yeah,
that would be a lot.
George's a pretty big dude.
Yeah, but it's almost like
Khabib is a giant 55. Khabib could move up.
For sure.
He has a really hard time cutting down to 55.
For sure. But like it also, I don't know, it seems like it would be a bad matchup for GSP, right? Yeah. Obviously it's Khabib, so he's a fucking bad matchup for everybody, right? But the fact that like Khabib might be a little bit better at wrestling, right? Especially now. I don't know how hard fucking GSP trains.
We know he trains other fighters. Like, yeah, he's active.
Yeah.
And he's the type of dude who stays in shape. Mm-hmm. But like, is he in fighting shape? Is the question.
Yeah. But he also doesn't have like a lot of huge power.
But listen,
to knock out Khabib.
I'll play devil's advocate, like in favor of GSP. I'll play it this way: what was GSP's greatest strength throughout his entire fighting career? Well, sure, but I would argue that it was negating the strength of his opponent.
True, like his versatility.
Yeah. Could he be the guy that is just good enough of a wrestler and good enough combined with good enough on his feet that he can just use his fucking jab and he can just pitter patter his way to stuffing takedowns and keeping the reach open.
He's also someone who was never on his back throughout his entire career. You could fucking
count on one hand. Yeah,
the amount of minutes that GSP has spent on his back.
He's probably dangerous from there, though. I would guess. Just with the level of work ethic he has, I would assume
he has good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
that's
why I'm really interested in the Tony fight, because Khabib's favorite position is to be on top of you and you to be on your back and him pummeling you. But Tony is a threat from down there, and Tony's a threat from anywhere. He can throw up submissions. He can do elbows from the bottom. He can do weird shit. Yeah, he's a funky wrestler.
He's also a fucking wild man.
He's a wild motherfucker, and he never gets tired. Which is Khabib. That's what Khabib does to you.
Yeah.
He exhausts you, and then kills you.
God, I want to see this fucking fight.
It'd be a great fight. It'd be a wild fight, and Khabib might just win. He might just fucking
Tony just don't get hurt.
Don't go crazy.
If anyone sees fucking Khabib with tiramisu, slap that shit out of his hands. I don't care if he fucking fights you. Slap that shit out of his hands.
Fucking please, MMA gods. You hyped for the baddest motherfucker belt? Nate Diaz versus George Masvidal at MSG?
You were super right about the fucking Nate just challenging people that he respects. It's so fucking cool.
Awesome.
It's so fucking cool.
Yeah, who would he do next? I don't even know. Max Holloway or something? I don't know. Right. But there's dudes that would just be like, yeah, Nate, go fight awesome fighters that are just tough. Go fight Cowboy. I don't even know what weight class Cowboy fights at anymore. He does them all.
Right.
He jumps around. But him fighting George. Well, the thing is though, if he beats George, he'll get a title shot. Because George is he was sort of in line for the winner of Colby Kamaru Usman. George was sort of next in line for that. So the winner of George Nate is gonna be a title eliminator.
Who did Nate just beat? Why am I
Anthony Pettis.
Anthony Pettis, yeah.
Showtime. He looked great, too. And George obviously is coming off that fucking nuclear knee of Ben Askren. You like that nuclear knee? That's kind of cool. I just came up with that. But they're having... So the MSG card in November, they just announced that I think Nate and George are headlining it. I know they're at least fighting on it. And they're making a real belt called the Baddest Motherfucker belt. And the winner's going to get it, which is so silly. It's fucking stupid, but awesome. Is it going to get passed on? Whoever beats them? Or do only certain fighters qualify?
Yeah.
If you fight
It's like a separate league.
If you fight like George St. Pierre, can you win the Baddest Motherfucker belt? I feel like you don't qualify.
No.
You're a great fighter. You're a legend. You're a Hall of Famer. You're one of the best all time. But you don't have that thing. It's it's an unhinged level of a mental state in the octagon.
Yeah.
That person doesn't have.
Who's in the BMF league? Who's
Cowboy's definitely
in
for sure. Cowboy is the fucking veteran.
You got
of that
George.
shit.
You got Nate.
Yeah, George and Nate. I think that Max Holloway could be in
Derek
it.
Lewis.
Fuck yeah, Derek Lewis can be in there for sure. The fucking Black Beast.
Fuck yeah.
But how's he gonna fight for that belt? Think Nate's gonna go fight him?
Dude, it's the BMF league, dude. Weights don't exist.
No weight classes. Oh man. Yeah, who else would be in there? Who's is Cody No Love in that league?
Oh man.
2 years ago I would have said for sure, but I don't know anymore.
Right.
What happened to him, man?
Did
he just get? Does he just get exposed by TJ? Is that it? Is it just a style thing?
Like TJ just has his number.
By the way, steroided up apparently. TJ. Apparently he's out of the UFC for a long time.
Right. Yeah, I think it's partially that. Partially the
Carlos Condit.
I also think that TJ just has a certain kind of that sort of GSP competitor.
Yeah.
I'm a champion kind of like professionalism.
Plus, I think
maybe Cody.
I think Cody's chin got exposed.
Right.
He'll knock you the fuck out, but apparently he'll also get knocked out pretty efficiently. Carlos Condit and Jim Miller would be in the Baddest Motherfucker club.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Robbie Lawler for sure.
Oh, Robbie!
Obviously, he might be the champ of that club. He might be the
He's
champ.
the president.
Yeah, he's the president.
He's the president and the founder.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude. But I want them to do I think the best thing would be if Madison Square Garden not only had the people's main event, the baddest motherfucker belt on the line, but also had Kamaru versus Colby.
Hell yeah.
That would be an awesome card. And the winners are going to fight each other. And fuck it, let the losers fight each other too. Like, screw it. Why not? Could you imagine? Like, what if George beats Nate in a war?
Right.
And Kamaru beats Colby in like a wrestling match, basically. And then you're like, okay, title fight, George versus Kamaru. That's fucking awesome. And then like maybe Nate can go fucking stunt Colby. There's no one I would rather see beat up Colby Covington than Nate Diaz. You know what I mean? That would be fucking
also
awesome.
a really interesting matchup as well because fucking Nate's so good off his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate's I think probably an underrated wrestler just in general.
Right.
But he's a threat in jiu-jitsu. He's a threat in grappling because of his jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a monster on the feet.
Just like incredible.
I would
boxing.
love to see Nate Diaz beat the fuck out of Colby Covington.
Talking shit the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Like seeing Kamaru Usman beat him would be cool.
Right.
But like I don't know how exciting a fight that would be.
Yeah, it could be like one of those like weird because they're like wrestling cancels each other out.
It could be a war.
No, it ends up being like a bad stand up.
Oh yeah.
You know that because that.
I don't know.
Happens.
Like I don't think they have bad stand up though.
Colby actually looked really.
Yeah,
fucking
Colby
crisp.
looked crisp in that last fight on the feet.
That's true.
Yeah, I want that to happen, but I don't know if it's going to. There's what's the other fight coming up? Fucking Bobby Knuckles and Adesanya's next month.
Hell yeah.
Fucking hype. Hype.
Another one. MMA gods, please.
Dude, protect Bobby Knuckles' pancreas and all other internal organs that might explode on him before a fight. He had a fucking appendectomy the night he was supposed to fight or whatever the fuck it was. Keep Israel Adesanya healthy. I don't think that's been a problem for him yet, but you know,
No, he hasn't really.
knock on wood. Keep him healthy. That fight's going to be, that's fireworks fight. And you know what? I like both of them a lot.
Yeah.
They're like,
For
that's
sure.
one of those fights where like, I want them both to win.
Yeah, I'm just hoping for a good fight.
Yeah, just give me a good fucking fight. Ooh. What was the other fight that we watched this weekend? What was the co-main event? It was good. The Irish Dragon. Could he be in the baddest motherfucker league?
Ooh, I don't know.
Paul
Felder.
Felder, thank you. Paul
Felder.
Felder versus Edson Barbosa in the spin fight.
Yeah, so many spinning
So
back
many
fists.
spinning back fists and kicks.
Like we're watting the highlights of their old fight, and we're like, how many spinning back fists did they
and
throw
then they
in
just
that
both
fight?
started throwing
And then they
them.
started. It was like the first punch.
Yep. I think Paul Felder could be in that league.
I don't know. Maybe he had like if he had a tryout. You know, like he's on the bubble.
He's on the bubble. Yeah, how many people can be in the league? That's the real question.
It's not like everybody can be.
Like if you could set up like an 8-person tournament, I don't know if he'd make it, but he might. We do shout-outs? I know you got to go to class soon.
Yeah. You do yours first because I don't have one.
Okay, my shout-out is Carnival Row. New show on Amazon. If you are looking to get your fantasy itch scratched, that's right. I would recommend checking out Carnival Row. The coolest thing about that show, which is starring Orlando Bloom and Cara Delevingne, and Jared Harris is very good in it. Some other people. What's her name? She played Oberyn's Boo in Game of Thrones.
I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's in it. She's really good. I think the best thing about Carnival Row is the world building. And I was really surprised to find out while I was watching it because I was like, oh man, this world is really interesting. I want to know more about it. I would love to read the books these are based on. Not based on a book. It's a completely original fantasy world.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently it was originally a script for a movie and they turned it into a TV show.
Surprising.
Yeah, I was super surprised by it because you can tell there's a lot of depth to the world going on. And we really only get to experience the Burg, which is the city where everything takes place, and I can't remember wherever Cara Delevingne's character is from. I forget what it's called. It starts with a T, but there's like a small village there. There's like a whole flashback episode of like how her and Orlando Bloom met, and it all takes place in that place. So like the fact that we know there's like a bunch of other places that we don't know about and haven't visited, I think that's. I'm a sucker for Orlando Bloom plays a detective or an inspector, whatever the fuck you want to call him. But like, I'm a sucker for like the trope of a normal person, like a detective in a fantasy world, like solving fantastical crimes. I think it's a super cool trope, and I think they do a really good job of it. And he just plays like the Row is they're fucking like the Berg. They're fucking racist. They're shitty people. It's very topical. It's dealing with like the idea of like immigration and different like species that are moving into this human kingdom or whatever. And he's like very accepting of everyone, and he like looks out for all these people. He's like I like Orlando Bloom's character a lot. Yeah, I think it's a really cool show, really cool world building, really interesting. There's also like I didn't expect it, but there's like weird what's the word for it? Like romance fantasy. Like it's just like part of it is just like here's a love story, and I was like I wasn't expecting that. I don't hate it. It's fine. You know, it's like, you know, clearly allegorical of like interracial couples and kind of ham-fisted, but you know, it's fine.
Okay.
But like I wasn't expecting that to be part of the show. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff. I really enjoyed it. Carnival Row. It's on Amazon Prime.
All right.
Amazon original.
Carnival Row. My shout out. I'm not sure if I've shouted this out before. It's called. Why are you just nodding like that?
I don't know.
No. So, The Writer's Journey by Christopher Vogler.
I think we've talked about it, but I don't think you've shouted it out.
Shout it out. Right. So this is basically just like a really simple way to understand Joseph Campbell's mythos.
The hero's journey.
And the hero's journey. And yeah, so basically anybody that doesn't know who Joseph Campbell is, he's a lot of people like refer to him as like the godfather of story. And he wrote a book in like the 50s, I want to say, called The Hero with a Thousand Faces. But mostly what he was doing, he wasn't trying to tell you how to write a good story, but he just identified a lot of the beats of story that he saw when he studied a bunch of different stories, little fables, Native American folktales, stuff like that.
Star Wars.
He spent his entire life studying just thousands of these different kinds of stories, and just found what he coined the monomythic structure, also known as the hero's journey.
I like hero's journey more.
Yeah.
Monomythic structure sounds academic.
Yeah. But yeah. So he wrote this book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces. I've read Hero with a Thousand Faces.
It's kind of tough, right?
Yeah. It like you said, like it's academic.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not as intuitive as you would like. The easiest way to sort of like jump into the hero's journey and really understand it is Christopher Vogler's The Writer's Journey. Christopher Vogler was someone who worked at Disney while they were writing Lion King. This book was basically like, in its first iteration, was a memo that he used to send out. But he sent it out to the people that were like making Lion King, I want to say. Yeah, but it was basically just identifying these Campbellian beats that like of every story, right? It's a really, really informative book, really easy to read, and just a lot of really useful information if you want to learn about the hero's journey and use it to write better stories, more compelling stories. So yeah, Christopher Vogler's The Writer's Journey.
Christopher Vogler's The Writer's Journey. Carnival Row. Those are our shout-outs. Come back later this week. We will have our spoiler episode for It Chapter 2, the It film series. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Hippopotamus. Don't do it. Don't you sneeze on this podcast. Check us out on the social medias. ChrisMichaelStott.com. You can read his scripts. Chris Michael Stott on Instagram. I'm Davinwell25 on Twitter and Instagram. The show, The Chris and Kyle Show, and tcaks pod on Twitter. The Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube, the podcasting platforms. I said it like an old person. Yeah, like, share, rate, review, all that fun stuff. We will be back. We'll see you later this week. We out.
Stay weird.